Hello everyone, warm welcome to our session or episode or interaction 4 in our Node.js for ABAPer series. Uh, till now, what we have done is we started with a basic HTTP built web server, which is the module which comes with Node.js, and then from there we saw how do we use Express, and then from there we rather than just using the local data, we actually bring in the file also that we can read from the file, write from the file, right? Now the next in this episode, the plan is that, for example, I am developing this right project and I want this to be shared with you guys, right? So normally what we do is we upload it to the GitHub repository, right? And then from there you guys can clone it. For example, if you see this, the episode 3 is already uploaded into our YouTube live streaming repo, right? But you don't see normally the node modules, etc., right? I could have uploaded them, but the size is too huge and people can install them locally, right? So let's see how does this work. It is a very important concept which I'm coming to. Okay, so for example, if I just copy this, right, and I paste it, okay, so now we have episode 3 copy. Okay, and now let's say there are node modules, right? So now it is in at par with at par with what we have in our GitHub, right? So the same, almost the same it is there. Now what I will do is I will copy the path from here, right? I'll first let me go there. Now if I say node index.js, right, see, it doesn't work. Doesn't work. Ideally it should have. Why it doesn't work is because it cannot find module dot environment, right? Now if you look here in our episode 3 copy, there is no module, right? So what option do we have? One option is we keep on using npm install, and for each error which comes, and that will be, it's just a small 100 lines or 50 lines old application. Imagine an application spanning into multiple files with so many packages installed, it will get tough to track them, right? So what that is where we are coming to next is what is package.json, right? So normally let me just open this, and let me close this. So package.json is like the descriptor of the package. It is like it describe what this project is, what this package is. For example, if you have attended our recipe Wi-Fi for paper second series, it is same like manifest.json. It describes what your package is, what it will do, what dependency it will have. We will see it shortly. Let me just quickly clear the screen on our this side, because, and I'll make it bit small so that I can concentrate. So let's just concentrate on episode 3, right? It is actually episode 4, but it is based on episode 3. And now let me just go to that path, okay? And we are in episode 3, which is good. Now there's a command named npm init. Okay, this command is basically initializing your project with package.json file. So if I press enter, it will now ask me that the package name is episode 3. Is it okay if it is by something which is in curly braces by default name which it proposes? I say okay, version 1.0.0 looks okay. Let me explain you why there are these two dots. One is the major version, the first place, right? And this is a minor version, this is a bug patch. So major is like when you are, there is a very high chance that there will be, if you upgrade there, your application will break. Zero, the second one is minor. It is for adding the features in the same version, and this is for our bug fixes. Okay, I say okay, let it remain as it is. Description is Node.js for ABAPers. Let me call it as episode 4. Entry point is index.js. Yes, it starts with index.js. Test command, I don't have any. Git repository, I don't have any as of now. Keywords, I say Node.js, JavaScript, SAP, ABAP. right? And then license is whichever license you want. I want ISC, okay. Now it asks you that, okay, does this information looks okay? This looks okay. We'll talk about this soon. Give me 1 second. I just press okay. So now you see we have package.json. So let's just now quickly understand what this is. It talks about the name, version, description, main, nothing fancy. This is where the main functions start. So dependencies. So what do we see here? There are three dependencies. One is a body parser, right? Another is a dot environment, another is an express. Three modules you remember we installed. If you let me just hide this and let me open index.js on the side and let's compare this. How many modules we had? Dot and express body parser, dot and express body parser, right? So now once we have initialized it, it has automatically read through the stuff and automatically added those as dependencies. Now this implies caret symbol. This is a caret symbol, I think it is called. I'm very poor with naming. That which implies that in case somebody else installs it, the major version will remain this. You install the latest version of minor. And in place of caret I have a tilde. It means major will remain same, minor will remain same, but batch can be latest. And in case apart from this, for example, I have what do we say, star. Star means install the latest version, major version. Okay, so we'll keep it as it is, right? So dependencies are something which we need to run our program in production. We definitely need dot environment, express, body parser in production. Otherwise, how will we pass our request? How will our REST API express server will be there, right? So these are dependency. Dev dependencies are something which you don't need to run in production. They are primarily to help you in testing and all. So for example, you're doing some testing scripts, writing some scripts, you don't want them to run in production, you will be running them in dev environment. Then scripts we will explicitly convert soon. This is the same. Naveed, author is Naveed. This is coming from our global settings. We'll look into that. Okay. So now we have a package descriptor for us, right? And what if now we will try to copy and see? Okay. So I say again copy and I again paste it. Okay, and this time I rename it to episode 4. Okay, I copy this path, I open the terminal and I say cd this. We are in the same one, right? So now in episode 4 we will remove non-modules, right? So it is now just the same as what is episode 3, right? So now what we will do is, if we still run node index.js, it will still give us an error, the same error. So maybe what is the difference? How only difference is package.json, but how do we use it, right? Very simple. All you need to do is run npm. Let me say this. npm install. There are shortcuts npm I. So you just run npm install. So now you see this? This is a node modules package which has come, and inside it all those body parser and all those, there are other modules. Why? Because our body parser, express, dot environment dependent on other modules. So now we have them locally installed, and now if you say node index dot, let me write some console log comment so that you see it is running. So console.log, I am running. Okay, so now if I say here node index.js, and now you see it is running. Okay, so let's just recap what we have done, because it is very important. What we have done so far is we have added a descriptor to our project. Now since we have added a descriptor to a project, now anyone to everyone can copy it, clone it locally, and can basically uh, run a local npm install, and you are good to go. Okay, so that is what the purpose of package is. That the only purpose? No, there are many other purposes. So let's first, for example, get ourselves comfortable with npm. For example, if I say on npm uninstall, right, .env, okay, and so what it will does is it will remove the .env which is installed locally. If I use -g npm install -g or hyphen globally, or with some package that will be installed globally, so you can use those commands. For example, if you remember, we installed nodemon globally. Okay. The moment I say uninstall, it is automatically removed from this dependency. So it is now uninstalled, and if it is removed also from the dependency, and if I say npm install .env, right, els, and let me close this, and if I say npm install .env, now by default this will automatically get installed and it will be added as a dependency. Earlier, in earlier node version, if there was a flag which was, I think, minus save, you need to have that so that it gets saved as a dependency. But now by default it gets saved as dependency. So now if I say again uninstall, right, and let it uninstall, so now it is again removed, right, and if I say now npm uh, install again, but with no save, so what it will does is it will install it. You can still use it, but it is not a dependency. So explicitly you're saying, see, it is installed, but I haven't, it has not added here, right? And now you must be thinking then, if okay, if this is how we add the entries here in this, but how do we make sure that something, or how do we specify that something is a dev dependency, right? That is also very simple. So all you need to do is npm install hyphen save dev, or the shortcut is -d. So the more you use it, the more you will be able to basically the more faster you will get with npm, and more quickly you will be able to adapt to it. Okay, so now you are able to install, uninstall, as well as you are able to define your package.json file, right? And our right now the version is 1.0.0, right? And if I have to, for example, update this version, I one is each time I can do it manually, or I can just say npm version major. So now the version is 2.0, and in case I want to update minor version, all I need to say is npm version minor. So version is 2.1.0, and if I say npm version what do we call that as patch. So if I say patch, now this version will automatically change, right? So why do you need to change a version? Because first, like, you will create some functionality, for example, calculate total. You will export that package, right? Now tomorrow you will add calculate total and calculate text. So that is the next version. So you'll keep on, building on the functionality which you have. So that is why you might need it. Okay. Now, in case you want to know what all packages are installed locally, so you have to say npm list, right? So it will, what it will do is it will basically go inside our node module folders, right, and get you everything. So let's look at this. So you see this body parser is there, and then you'll see all dot environment express, everything is there, right? But this is too much, right? I don't want to see this. I want the major packages which I have installed, right? What we will do is npm list minus depth is equal to 0. Okay, so it will be the I parent level. I want to see what all parents we have. So we have three parents: body parser, dot environment, and express, right? And if I want to go to the next level in hierarchy, I have to say npm list hyphen depth is equal to 1. So it will go to the next level. It will show the next level dependencies, whatever are there, right? It shows that okay, these are the next level packages which we have. For example, body parser has dependency on these, right? Dot environment is very good. Express has dependency on these things, right? So this is how normally we get through our stuff, and we understand that how do we basically what all exists in our system. The overall intent now, since we understand the basic handling of Node Package Manager, how do we use it? We will end up with developing a Node package, we'll publish it, and we will basically see how this whole cycle runs. Okay, so we'll end up with the package, but before that, let's also see what other things exist. For example, we have to cover scripts, right? And then there is few other important things which, for example, I want to know about the website or the homepage of body parsers or express, let's say express, right? So all you need to do is just say npm home express, right? And it opens the express.js home website where you can read about the different documentation and everything, right? Or another shortcut is, if you want to read the where is this code hosted for this express.js and all, you can say npm express, npm repo express, right? So I hope it will open another one. Yeah, see, it takes you to github.com and to this express.js express repository. Here you can see through all the different code, what is there, how it is written, right? And in fact, in case you want to read the documents, then you can say npm docs express. So basically docs and then the package name, whichever you are interested in, right? So it takes you to the same almost, but sometimes it is different from a website to a GitHub documentation readme. Or in case you want to file some bugs, right? So you can use npm express bugs. I think npm bugs express, I think it works. I'm not. So it directly take you to express issues. You can create your own issues in case you are facing, right? So that is how normally you read through the documentation, you read through the help code and everything. Okay. Now, an important thing is scripts, right? For example, let me just write something and then I will explain. For example, I create uh, start me script, okay, and then I say this shall call not index.js. Okay, so now these scripts are like the short keyword, not keyword, short commands. For example, I am saying here start me. What this start me script will do is it will run this command not index.js. For example, I can now say npm run start me. Now you will see node index.js command being run. You see, first when I say npm start me, it goes to here, it run node index.js, and I am running, right? Which is coming through a console log, right? Now, for example, you want to do something before start me, right? So that is what we call it as pre-hook, right? And for example, what you'll do, you'll say echo I am in echo I am in pre-start. Okay. So now before your code runs, right? Maybe let me make it CLS BROM. Okay. So maybe before your code runs, you want to do something. So it is echo I am in pre-start. So now if I say now npm run start me, it shall trigger first echo I am in pre-start. You see this, right? And then it goes to node index.js, which is also good, which says I am running. Correct? And this is like in our ABAP class, we have pre and post hooks type, right? Those enhancement. And now in case I want a post one, right? I can use post start me, and I say again npm run start me. So it will basically, it will first run I am in pre-start, I am running, and in case it is done, because right now it is a server, so you should have seen uh, post also coming, right? For example, if I change our index.js to just comment this, right? I am commenting this stuff. And now if I run npm run start me, so you will see both. So you see I am in pre-start. I'm in pre-start. How can I did not change this. So post start. So I just say Control C. Now it says CLS run start me. Now you will see all three of them coming. I am in pre-start, I am running, I am in post-start, right? So these are the hooks. Now you'll be thinking, why do we need them? Each time, there are, when you have to build your app, you have to run your, suppose, extended checks, linting checks or ESLint or whatever different checks you want to run before you actually run, or before you have to build your code before you run the application. You can have those pre-start me hooks where you can not only run these commands, you can have your different shell commands also being run, your different other files which you can run to run certain checks, and same goes for post. So I hope it makes sense, right? And now in case you want to see what all scripts are there without actually looking into this package.json, you can just say npm run, right? And it will tell you what all commands are available, right? So what we have covered is we got to understand that okay, node package manager is something which help us in moving the packages. Package.json file describes it, and then package.json has dependencies which it needs to run in production, dev dependencies which it need to do some testing and all, and then it has scripts. Scripts are like shortcuts which you can run. You can define your own scripts. You can have the scripts for checking vulnerabilities before the application runs or before it gets transported to production or something, or you can run some code checks and all. So those ways we can use it. Now we will move into one next topic, which is we'll talk about one more thing before I actually create a module. So that one more thing is what I want to talk about is npx. Okay. So in case we have to use some package, what we are doing is we are first installing it and then using it, right? Now, is there any something which can allow us to run those packages without actually we going to install them globally first and then run them and all? Is there a straight way? Is there a straight path? So that is where npx comes into picture. It is like a package runner. It helps us in running the package so that you see the output on this side. For example, we have this package yose, right? And it shows us that okay, if you pass something to it, some command to it, it will display like this, right? I don't want to install it globally, right? I have it in my package, I have it in my local application, I want to see how it runs, right? So maybe let's first try to install yose. Okay. And okay, it is done. And now it is added as dependency also because I did not use that other option. Now I want to, without changing my code, I just want to run it, right? So the first way is I need to say node, right, dot slash node underscore module slash yose slash eli.js. So this is the path, node modules. In it we have yose cli.js, and then I pass to it hello world, right? So it says hello world, right? We have to remember the path and run these things, right? Or another way out for me can be I copy this, right? And I can add it as a you say as a script, right? And with the hope that it will work. So I have it comma, and now if I say npm run, say it runs, right? But I think still you have to do a lot of stuff. Is it a direct way? Well, just you have installed it and you can execute it. Yes, there is. So that is where npx yo man You say, what is this? You say yes, and then you say hello world, right? And it runs. So npx automatically searches the whether this UOC package is installed locally. If it is, it runs it. It's very simple. Okay, so now we have taken that journey where we understand a package manager. How do we run the packages locally using NPS? How do we define script, pre, post, have dependency, save dependency? How do we list stuff? But still, how we have missed one thing, which is how do we create a package, right? How do we publish it to that npmjs.com, right? So we'll look at this now. For example, right now I'm in my experiment my package folder, and the first thing which we'll do is we'll say npm init, because we'll start with describing the package. Its name is my package, version is this. It will description is returns a welcome message for an input name. Okay, it will return a welcome message name showcasing our channel, our tech TE channel. Okay, simple. Will return, somebody will give us a name, will return that welcome so and so to the technology enthusiast channel so and so. Okay, entry point index.js, which will create test.command, nothing, git repository, nothing, keywords. Let's write web license ISC. You can have an MIT also, you can have any license. Looks okay, yes, good. So our package.json is there, right? Next is we say create index.js, right? Now this package, this whole code has to be packaged inside a module. How do we export it as a module is via module.exports command. And I say, if you give me an input name, right? This is shorthand I'm using for defining function. I could have written function bracket and all that. This is shorthand. Return, right? I say welcome, and then plus input name, then plus and concatenate, and then to technology enthusiast channel, right? You can access the same at https://youtube.com/naveed, right? And that's it, nothing complex. You could like write anything, but I'm just to keep things simple, all I've done is that let this return be exported and you're done, right? Okay, so now we'll see how do we publish this package, and then we will try to use it also. Okay, so I will say now, first before you publish, you need to create an account on npm, right? So I have already created mine. You can go ahead and create your account here, right? You can create it. And so what you need to do is you need to say, I will just say control P, keep it here, npm login, right? It will be basically, I'll be logging into the npm server, right? My username is this. Oh, my password is wrong. Hold on, I need to do it again. This is wrong. So I will say npm login. Username is Nabeed Madan. Email is public. Yes. And now I am logged in, right? So now the next step is I will say simply npm publish. Let's see what happens. I'm trying to see. So it says it is getting error forbidden. You do not have permission to. Are you logged in as the correct user? In most cases, you are one or requesting a packet that is forbidden. This. So everything happened. Then it says forbidden. You do not have permission to this. Are you logged in to the correct user? Yes, you are. You or one of you requesting a package version that is forbidden by your security policy. What is forbidden? So it is talking about forbidden, and it looks like this is the issue that we already have a my package, right? So better is that somebody has already published it. So I think let me then rename our stuff. So we say TE my package, technology enthusiast my package, and try. Okay, let's give it a one more try. So now I hope it works. So no barrel request. T is when valid for new packages. It has to be in small, I believe. So I'll say small t my package. Now are you happy? Looks like now it is. See, yeah, so we have t my package which is published. So now if I go here and see, do we have t my package? Yeah, see, returns a welcome message showcasing our te chat, right? And then you can add to the documentation and everything. Now let's do this way. Okay, there's no documentation, I'll have to create it. We'll create it later. So now we will use this inside another project and see how it does it work, or actually it we failed. So now we have a new folder use package, right? And inside it I will say first create a index.js file. Okay, and let's me initialize this project also, right? I will just press enter and okay, so we have package also. Now for example, you are a third, you want to use that package, so what you do is normally you will do is no npm install te my package, right? And we shall shortly see the files also. Yeah, we have a non modules index.js in my package, right? Let's try to use it. Let my package is equal to require te my package, right? And if you remember, let's just console.log my package. You need to do is you just pass an argument. For example, if I passed my name, right, and idly it returns that welcome message, it shall we shall see. So I just say node index.js. Yeah, very good. So now we see welcome to Nabi to technology into channel. You can access the same as once of this. So this is very basic stuff, but you can build on this basic understanding and bring in your express, bring in your file system, bring in your different things, right? So I think I am now done with our this episode. Just to recap, what we have done so far is we have started our journey from HTTP based server to Express to parsers to now npm different. How do we use npm? How do we install, uninstall stuff? How do we create packages? How to use npx, right? And we can also there is sometimes there's no need to publish the modules. You can reuse these modules across your different projects also via npm link and all, which you can explore. And now from here, now let's see where do we go. Of course, I think now next we will dig into how do we connect this express.js app, which is actually connected to a file system, to actually to a MongoDB, or in next session, or might be to HANA also database, because I saw that there is a package which we can use to connect to a HANA instance or Node.js app, which I'll try to bring in the coming sessions. And apart from that, we might talk about how do we do a debugging in detail in our next episode. Thank you for watching, and I hope you like this. Thank you. Take care. Stay safe.